Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show, Mondays with Mooch, Steve Mariucci. Before we get to what makes Mooch most mad, our compadre Ian Rappaport saying that looks like Sam Bradford might miss 2 weeks, Steve. So with Mark Sanchez first blush at the controls of this Chip Kelly offense, do you think it's possible that things might work even crisper, better, or worse? What do you think, Steve?
Possible. It's possible. You know, Sam Bradford hasn't been doing it really. I mean, he's been inconsistent at best, right? At times shows like he's all right. Sanchez has won games before, has played well before, not consistently, but you know what? He's going to get a chance to practice. The starter gets all the reps, right? And all of a sudden now Mark Sanchez, if he takes it over, he's going to get all these reps in practice. And I think he might add a little juice to that whole thing over there.
Yeah.
Get him back right in this race.
First up, well, they're right there. They're only a half game behind the Giants, tied with Washington, and Dallas sitting there at 2-7. All right, it's time for what makes Mooch most mad. What makes Mooch most mad this week, Steve?
Okay, so I had my 60th birthday?
Yes, you did.
Last week, Rich.
Yep.
and sometimes I don't act it, but I've been in football my whole life. Okay, from this big, you know, Xander and Cooper's age. I've been playing football in the backyard, and football been very, very good to me. Okay, and so. Where was that? Saturday Night Live?
Yes, it was.
But anyway, I still don't know what a catch is. I don't know.
It's crazy,
I'm supposed to be a professional coach, expert analysis every week on what the rules are and what it's. I don't know what a catch is anymore. I'm confused. We sat there last night. Rich.
Yes.
It was Dion and I and LT and Chris Rose getting ready for highlights, right? You watch highlights. And so
7:30 Eastern, yeah.
There it is. Boom. We thought it was a catch. And you know,
Odell,
we're talking about guys that have been around.
You're talking about Odell.
Odell Beckham right here. We're showing it on the screen. There's your 2 hands, 1 foot, 2 feet.
Yep.
Now it's out. He did not go to the ground. The ground thing is a whole different element, right?
Yeah.
With Des Bryant catch and Calvin Johnson. But now it's like, oh, if he doesn't go to the ground, it's a different set of rules where you catch it, boom, boom, football act, call it what you want. And then that should be a catch. So they call it a touchdown. We all thought it was a touchdown. They reversed it. And then I went, wait a minute. How is this different than Golden Tate's for the Lions a few weeks ago against the Bears? All right, watch this. There's the catch. There's the 2 feet. Now it comes out. All right. They gave him the catch. There's the catch. 1, 2 feet.
And then it came out.
Now it comes out.
It's the difference is he was going into the end zone, perhaps. I don't know, Steve. It just...
The explanation in Dean Blandino, I love him. He's got a tough job.
Yes.
But he said it was different than going to the ground. He didn't go to the ground, so the requirements are possession and a football act or 2 feet. Now, what's the difference between Odell's
I don't think there's any difference.
Golden Tate's catch?
So, Steve, what if we made it like what I've said? 2 hands on the ball, 2 feet down, you have a snapshot of it. As long as it's there, if you just have possession, it can't be moving in your hands, that it's not moving in your hands, and you get 2 feet down, that is a catch. And if it's in the field of play and the ball gets knocked loose, that is now a fumble that needs to be recovered by either team. And if it happens in the end zone, it's like taking a ball into the end zone, creasing the play, play's dead, it's a score. What about that? Is that a problem? What do you think? What's the problem with that?
No, it's not a problem. There's not a problem with that.
Okay.
I like that. I like that, except this, Rich. I don't think. See, two hands certainly, 2 hands, okay, and 2 feet.
Yes.
But what about 1 hand? How about Odell Beckham's catch last year when he caught it with 1 hand and brought it into his ribs?
Yes.
1 hand and 1 ribs equals 2 hands.
Right.
Because that was a catch as well. Okay, it doesn't have to be just 2 hands.
So then maybe
one hand in ribs is a possession.
Clear possession. Clear possession of the ball. You could catch it with 1 hand and then never bring it in and just run like the Statue of Liberty down the field, Steve. I mean, it's entirely possible that that's a catch. It's just as long as you get 2 feet with a possession of the ball, whatever's considered possession, whether it's 1 hand and it's not moving or 2 hands and it's not moving. I mean, it's just crazy that to me, this drives me nuts. What makes Rich most mad? That's what I'm saying.
Well, we're mad together because it's just hard. I want to be able to be home for Thanksgiving with my family and friends, and they go, "Coach, was that a catch?" And I go, "I don't know."
I know.
It's like, let's wait and see what they call it. I don't really know what a catch is anymore. You never know what they're going to call. But it's a tough job. And here's another thing we use too much. Bang, bang. What is that? What is bang, bang? We use it for everything. It's a bang, bang play. Well, that just means it happens really fast. Well, no kidding. But I just wish we would be a little bit clearer. And then, it's like 50 guys in a bar thinks it's a catch. It should be a catch.
Okay.
And so, anyway, that makes me mad.
Steve, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll see you on Thursday when we Jacksonville and the Titans. Hey, Jacksonville wins this game. They'll be 4-6, and they'll be just a half game behind the Colts. It's entirely.
They could win that division.
It's impossible. That's it. I've got nothing else to sell after that one. But thank you for calling in, Steve. Thank you for joining us on
All
Rich
right.
Cam. That's Steve
You
Mariucci.
bet. I'll see you live next Monday.
You bet. That's Steve Mariucci here on the Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.